morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke. And today we have Reverend Santosh Neupane presenting. It is Wednesday, the 27th of November 2024, or the 27th of October in the 12th year of Chongagu. Thank you all for coming. And let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji Chimpuninge, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가전맨세 1. 전일국 주인 우리 가족은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이사인 시산천국과 전산천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 1. Our family, the owner of Chongagu, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. And I'd like to ask Mark Burfield if he could offer the opening prayer, please.
Thank you. Please join me in prayer. Our dear Heavenly Parent and our beloved true parents, we greet you this new morning. We are always very grateful that we can begin each day with you and with our true parents and with each other. And we also recognize and appreciate your incredible creation that you have made for us to experience and enjoy. And we want to recognize that you have, with your incredible love, invested to create this universe and this world so that we can really appreciate what you have created, and also we can experience your love, and then we can also share in your love with each other. But we also recognize that right from the start of human history, things were not as you intended due to the devastating fall of mankind, beginning with Adam and Eve. Then there's been a long and torturous history of restoration up to this point. And there was a time when, 2,000 years ago, Jesus could be on the earth as the only begotten Son, but very unfortunately, situations could not be such that he could be connected and blessed to the only begotten daughter. So another 2,000 years of prolongation has taken place, but now the only begotten daughter is on the earth and has been blessed to true Father, who came as the second coming of Jesus, second coming as the Messiah. And since then there has been the establishing of your heavenly lineage, so we could receive the blessing and be connected to the original lineage that you intended, where we can become your citizens, your children, your true children, and experience joy and peace and happiness as you originally intended. But in the midst of all this, there is still so much to be transformed. This world is still in a state of some degree of chaos, and so much still needs to be done to restore this world. So we need to invest our part in helping to advance your providence. We want to connect our hearts with you deeply and with our true mother, and especially this time, and go forward, looking forward to the opening of the Chonwon Gong and Chonwon Sanctum next year, where you can truly be present on earth with us, and we can really connect with your heart even more deeply. Of this prayer and report, name of Mark Masako Berford for blessed central family. Arju.
Let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Santosh as he shares this morning.
Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. Thank you for this morning. As you know that Reverend Utaka and Reverend Greg Stone, they are in Wellington. Just now, Revenue Taka is sending message because it's 8 a.m. in Wellington and 8 a.m. in Wellington, and they are busy meeting the VIPs there because recently there is a direction from the international headquarters to form a inter-parliamentary level organization. Before we used to provide, based on the foundation of IAPP, International Association for Parliamentarians of Peace, we used to invite the speakers, the parliamentarians to attend the program. But this time there was a direction that we have to go one step ahead. We have to establish a inter-parliamentary organization. It's not about the speaker become the member, but the parliament become the member of this organization to uplift our VIP level and the high level. So suppose if we can establish this organization, then it doesn't matter, the new speaker will come. Since the parliament is already the member of this organization, the following, the succeeding parliament speaker will become the member of that that organization automatically. So in this process, the speaker of the House of Parliament in Tuvalu, Honorable Italele, he came to Sydney last week, and then we had a very nice meeting with him, and he agreed that the Parliament of Tuvalu will be the first parliament to sign the agreement that they will become the member of this new organization initiated by True Mother. And then after discussing with him, so Revenue Taka and Revenue Stone, they went to Wellington because there are few speakers who will be coming to Wellington to participate a government or the New Zealand government's New Zealand Parliament's program. So we thought to take opportunity to meet them while they are there, many of them. So they had a good meeting with the speaker of Solomon Island last night, and at this time they are looking for an opportunity to meet the speaker of Nauru and the speaker of Vanuatu. So this is the reason they are a little bit busy this morning, and Revenue Taka asked me to read Hunduke, to prepare for Hunduke. And today I thought two parts. One is I thought of reading this from Resurrection, the providence of resurrection for people on earth, the providence to lay the foundation for resurrection. This is the first part I'll read. And the second part is, this is a guidance, internal guidance from our elder, Johan Lee, from our elder Johan Lee. The first part, why I choose this part is, Auntie Silvana and myself, we had a short conversation about, Auntie Silvana and Auntie Reiko, they met one brother, a Nepali brother, and he wants to receive the blessing, but he's afraid that his wife doesn't want to receive the blessing. They are married couple. The wife is thinks that, oh, if she receives the blessing, then it will be conversion of religion. Conversion of religion. So when Auntie Silvana told this is the situation, and I know this couple very well, and I told to Auntie Silvana, it's not about the we are changing the religion through following true parents, but we are upgrading our faith. I choose that word, that it's not changing of the religion, but it's upgrading our faith. I know. To refer this, what I told, upgrading our faith, then I remember the chapter Resurrection, and I thought of again to read this, that it's not changing. We're not changing our faith. Our faith is faith on God, but believing in true parents as the Lord of the second advent, the true parents is upgrading our faith. So I became more clear about that, because myself, coming from the Hindu background, and understanding somehow, somewhere, Bible and studying divine principle was itself a challenge. But for me, I took in a different way. It's not about changing the religion. It's about upgrading my faith. It's about upgrading my belief. It's about upgrading my understanding about heavenly parents. And heavenly parents doesn't belong to any religion. Heavenly parents is the parents of all humankind. So I understood in that way from the very beginning, and many of us in Nepal who came from the Hindu background, we understood that in that way, and it became so easy for us to understand true parents, because the ultimate goal is to understand true parents. The ultimate goal is to understand heavenly parents. So let me read. God began his providence to resurrect fallen humankind in Adam's family. However, the providence was prolonged because those who were entrusted with accomplishing God's will did not fulfill their responsibility. 2000 biblical years later, God chose Abraham to be the father of faith, and through him, God's will began to be accomplished. Consequently, the 2000 years from Adam to Abraham resulted in the establishment of the foundation upon which God could begin his providence of resurrection. In the following age, for this resurrection in the following age. For this reason, we may call this period the age of the providence to lay the foundation of resurrection. The providence of formation stage resurrection. During the 2000 years from Abraham to Jesus, God worked to raise people to the formation stage of resurrection. Hence, this era may be called the age of the providence of formation stage resurrection. All people who lived on earth during this age could receive the merit of the age based on the God's work of formation stage resurrection. In this era, God gave the law of Old Testament age. By believing in and practicing it, the people could fulfill their responsibility and be justified before God by believing in and practicing it. Therefore, this era has been called the age of justification by work. The people of this era who practiced the law in their daily life were resurrected in spirit to the formation of stage and became home spirit. Upon their death, those who achieved the level of formation spirits while on earth entered and abide in the formation spirit level of the spirit world. So I believe around the world there are still people who believe in this thing until now. It might be they have other understanding, but when it comes to God, they are still in the Old Testament age, and they believe, they believe that by believing and practicing it, they will be closer to God, or they will be resurrected. Still, this is the stage. Even we say it's from Abraham to Jesus, but people who believe in that era still exist. So now the providence of growth stage is resurrection. Due to the crucifixion of Jesus, resurrection was left incomplete, and its completion has been delayed until the time of his return. The 2000 years since then have been a time of prolongation, during which God has worked the providence to resurrect people to the growth stage through spiritual salvation. Hence, this era may be called the age of the providence of growth stage resurrection. All who have lived in this age can receive the merit of the age based on the God's work on growth stage resurrection. In this era, people are to believe in the New Testament world, which God gave them that they might fulfill their responsibility for the providence and be justified before God. Therefore, this era has been called the age of justification by faith. Those who have lived in this era could be resurrected in spirit world by believing in the gospel during their earthly life. By being resurrected to the growth stage, they could become the life spirit upon their death. Those who became life spirit while on earth enter and abide in paradise. In paradise, the life spirit level of the spiritual world. So just they believe that believing in gospel during the earthly life, they will be resurrected. The providence of completion stage resurrection. The era when people are to be resurrected both spiritually and physically through the return in Christ and complete the providence of resurrection is called the age of the providence of age of the providence of completion stage resurrection. All those who live during this era are to receive the merit of the age based on God's work of completion stage resurrection. Christ at the second advent bring the new truth with which to fulfill the promise of the Old and New Testament. It may be called the complete testament. Believing in this truth, people are to serve and attend the Lord on earth, that they may fulfill their responsibility for the providence and be justified before God. Therefore, this era is called the age of justification by attendance. By believing in and serving the Lord and devoting themselves to his work, people of this era are to be fully resurrected, both spiritually and physically, become divine spirit and live in the kingdom of heaven and earth. By believing in and serving the Lord and devoting themselves to his work, people of this era are to be fully resurrected both spiritually and physically, become divine spirit, and then live in the kingdom of heaven and earth. When they shed their physical bodies, as spirits, they will enter and abide in the kingdom of heaven, which is the divine spirit level of spirit world. So we've been we've been upgrading our faith from the Old Testament age to the New Testament age, and then to the completed testament together with true parents. But the completed testament age also has passed. Now this is the age of Changilgo. So anyway, in divine principle, it doesn't talk. So how can we resurrected? How can we resurrected and live with the true Father in the spiritual world? I think there should be a next level of understanding, next level of upgrading. So we have to upgrade every day. We have to upgrade spiritually. We have to upgrade. We have to upgrade the way we think. We have to upgrade the way we believe. So it's not about changing our religion. It's about upgrading our religion. It's about upgrading our faith. Not even religion. It's about upgrading our faith. It's about upgrading our understanding. So now, as True Father is in the spiritual world and supporting True Mother from the spiritual world, and True Mother is working day and night without any rest here on earth at the age of 80, the early stage of 80. So, and we are ourselves preparing, we are ourselves preparing to participate in the opening of the Changil sectum next year. So what should be our attitude? What should be our understanding? What kind of condition we have to do? What kind of preparation we have to do? We have to think very seriously. Yesterday we had a Tuesday meeting, and Reverend John asked me to pray. And when I pray, in the beginning, nothing came to my mind. I was blank. Sometimes it happens to me when I sit down to pray, nothing blank. And all of a sudden, something came in my mind was my mission, what I want to do, what I want to do until or during to prepare for the entrance of Changilgu Centum is I want to make True Mother happy. Only one goal. I want to see True Mother happy. I want to see True Mother healthy. I want to celebrate that day together with True Mother. When True Mother is on the stage praying or giving God's words, that time I want to see True Mother happy. So to see True Mother happy, to see a smile in True Mother's face, to see True Mother healthy, I'm willing to do anything. So this kind of feeling, this kind of determination came in my mind during the prayer. So this is my understanding. When I do Hunduke and when I read True Parents word, I always see, I always put myself in that word so that I can feel true mothers or true parents' love. Thank you. This is the part one. So I again emphasize that when we go witnessing, even sometime when I talk to the people about my belief and about when I start witnessing people, and I tell them that Reverend Moon doesn't want us to change our religion. I mean, now it's more relevant with the people if we meet people from the different faith, If it is from people from the Christian, we don't need to go through these things. But since Australia is a multicultural and people from different religion are here, different background here, so I do it that way. And I think, okay. So second part will be is a internal guidance from Reverend Johan Lee. So I want to read this. Reverend Johan Lee joined our family during the difficult year of 1952 in the city of Busan. He was a Christian minister and became the second member to pioneer in the military city of Daegu. Since those times, he taught training sessions for the Japanese church, became the leader of our seminary in Seoul, and was the church director of Chompadong Church. Most young people in Korea are anxious about their own future, but the conscious ones believe that they as individual exist on the foundation of the family and the foundation of the race, and the race and the foundation of the nation. So in Korea, most of the people who cared about the nation came to believe in some religion. Religious people are persecuted by the Japanese during the Japanese occupation. The reason why faith is identified with patriotism is that both exist for the public good. For a similar reason in the spirit world, patriots and scientists are treated more warmly than those who live for their own sake on earth. Wow. The patriots and scientists are treated more warmly in the spiritual world than those who live for their own sake on earth. So patriotism is, I think, very important. And of course, scientists, we cannot say that, oh, I'll become scientist. We have to go through a stage of education and research. But to become patriots, yeah, we can become patriots. That's what true parents been teaching us. Love God, love humankind, and love your country. So to love our country is very important, because if we love our country, then we'll be treated differently in the spiritual world. If you use your heart to try to figure out what you should do in a particular mission, you can easily understand what to do. You will learn to do things like cleaning the bathroom. In Korea, a high school teacher who majored in philosophy and visited the most famous philosophers in Korea to discuss the problem of life listened one day to the principle of creation and discovered that it clearly answered all his unsolved questions. Because of this, he felt like coming to the church and helping in any way that was needed. He began cleaning the bathroom secretly early in the morning or late at night when no one would notice. We could not order this high school teacher to clean the bathroom, yet he eventually quit his work and devoted himself completely to the church without being asked to do so at all. In Korea, when we do pioneering witnessing, we look first for the most miserable family in the village or town, women whose husbands left for the war, or old people whose sons and grandsons had left for the war. Instead of using words to talk about our faith, we visit those homes and make a relationship with them as people of character, making ourselves useful and bringing them joy. In this way, we come to the town in the position of a servant and look for work that we can do with the physical body, following Father's example. Biblically speaking, the witnessers represent the chief priest of a village, the one who keeps the fire burning on the altar throughout the night. Not letting the fire go out means to protect this world with all your heart. His father often says, we must go to bed after the last family in the village goes to bed. And we must serve this family by doing such thing as cleaning up the air before they awake. Then we can make a artistic relationship with them without even speaking a word about faith. When you become the object of God and serve them, you grow so much. When you have this kind of secret with God, God helps you so much. When I was in Manchuria or in Japan, the Japanese did not like me, or Koreans in general. A Korean remains silent, giving no greetings even in the morning. He looks hard to please, even when he does not mean to do so. And Japanese people tend to get angry at him. In Japan, people greet each other even when they are not in the mood. In Korea, however, people do not express their appreciation even though they feel very grateful. This in sometimes their weak point. This is sometimes their weak point. However, much they may appreciate, respect, and even worship someone inside their mind, still they do not express emotions in word. If they do so, their feelings and thoughts, they think something is wrong. In other words, a full mind is to them something like a balloon that has been inflated. And to express your thoughts and feeling is like popping this balloon. Our parents educate us to be this way. Do not be so frank and expressive. Parents urge their children. Do not follow your heart. Hide your feeling deep inside your mind and do not make them out so often. A Korean wife does not come out of the kitchen to greet her husband when he returns home, even if she loves and respects him. She suppresses her feeling. This is general family education in Korea. Interesting. Japanese may misunderstand this behavior. It doesn't mean that something is wrong. After all, you cannot order someone to do exactly what you expect him to do. He will express his feelings in his own way. You cannot judge a person because he is not the same as you are. There are always internal reasons for his actions. In Korea, when we have some problem and suffer emotional collapse, we call it wrinkle. Just as you must iron clothes after washing them, you must iron out your wrinkles each day. This means that when negative feelings influence you and cause your mind to shrink, you must iron them out before going to sleep. If you pass the night in that frame of mind, you can hardly iron out the wrinkle the next day. This is similar to being unable to make your clothes look smooth once you have ironed them carelessly. Once you do something wrong, Satan comes to accuse you in periods of 3 hours, 3 days, and 3 months. In this case, you must find the cause of the wrinkle. This means resolving what caused the wrong relationship with the other person by talking with the person involved either directly or accompanied by the church director. Small things often become big problem after some time. So a man of faith must be aware of this point and take care of problems as they arise. Many faithful people attending God's providence got off the track somewhere along the way, even though they started with such high motivation in the beginning. For instance, the Israelites willingly left Egypt for Canaan, but because they encountered so much poverty and suffering along the way, they switched their standpoint. Instead of filling our Canaan under the God's guidance and for the purpose of providence, they switched to their own standpoint and thus also destroyed their sense of value. Those who failed generally turn into the direction of self-centeredness, destroying the subject of their life and eventually their sense of value. Thus, the major problem is the control of your spirit. Yeah, I think this is happening. Many brothers and sisters with whom we started this journey, many left in the very beginning of this journey, many left in the middle of the journey, and even many left recently also. So I think the brothers and sisters who left this journey to reach to make heavenly parents happy, I think the major problem was maybe those brothers and sisters, even they could not control their spirit. So we are here, we have control our spirit, we know the direction, I think, and we have to live in a way that we can continue, will not be affected with the circumstances outside, and we will be guided by our spirit. Are you really being resurrected by the word? Do you truly realize God exists? Many people who have been in religion for a long time eventually doubt whether God exists or not. It was a professor of theology, not an atheist, who wrote an essay proclaiming that God was dead. I found many ministers who carry on their lives without God. Many ministers relate to people based on what they knew from their studies instead of teaching people the living God as they have known him and lived with him. They have the name of being a minister, but they do not bring God to others. There are many people like this. Among our family members, many are more occupied with their work instead of with the living God, even though they heard the divine principle and joined the church, devoting themselves completely. You must have noticed this kind of situation. For example, some people come reluctantly to Sunday service saying, it's Sunday, I want to rest, but I have to go to service, instead of overflowing with spiritual motivation. They form habits and they go through the motion of religious action, even though once they have a spiritual vitality. In this way, they run off the road. If you are committed to the public good, the spiritual world will give you revelations. If you are in the trouble and God can reveal something to you directly, he will reveal it to the person who is praying for you. There is a spiritual law that God will always show you the way whenever you pray in a group of 3 at the same time and place. This is very important. If you are committed to the public good, the spiritual world will give you revelations. If you are in trouble and God cannot reveal something to you directly, he will reveal it to the person who is praying for you. There is a spiritual law that God will always show you the way whenever you pray in a group of 3 at the same time and place. Those of you who are central figures should not lead members by your own standard of feelings. Since God cares about us and takes responsibility for those who carry the heavenly mission, he always shows us the way as long as we recognize his care and follow his desire. When Father was in Korea, he would appear to church directors and guide us spiritually. Sometimes he showed us spiritually the title of the speech he was giving to the members in Seoul. When there was an important event in headquarters that church leaders longed to attend but could not because of responsibility for local church, they were often spiritually shown all that transpired in headquarters. In Korea, most of the major leaders learn through spiritual communion, whatever new direction the father gave on Sundays. I have had the experience of going to Seoul for monthly meetings and finding my surprise that Father emphasized the same points I had been teaching to the family throughout the month. With this kind of standard, we could climb a mountain and hold our service there, and all the present could hear spiritually whatever Father was preaching in Seoul. Selected from the booklet Faith and Life, published in 1978. So, dear brothers and sisters, I often enjoy reading the testimonies, reading the biographies, reading the internal guidance given by our elders like Johan Lee, Dr. Bohi Park, and many other elders who spend their youth and their the old age with true parents, and they never forgave, they never give up the standard, their belief on true parents. And many elders even now who are working so closely with True Mother. I love studying them because I believe that they are the standard, they are the inspiration, and their testimonies, their life stories, their realization really can help us to reach in one destination, that is to make our true parents happy. Yeah, this much for today. Thank you very much. Once again, sorry for my Nepanglish. Please have a good day.
Thank you very much, Reverend Santosh, for sharing with us this morning, and we hope everything goes smoothly with Reverend Yutaka as they meet with the VIPs, and let's hope that they can fulfill Mother's desire to create this new level of connection, so that it really does a dramatic change with that sort of a meeting of all the heads of state coming together, creating in effect a Asia Pacific Union or an Oceania Union, where it can really make influence not in one nation but many nations. So this is a real exciting opportunity that is in front of us. And in regards to the message given, yes, first they did resurrection, and then some words of from Johan Lee. The thing that struck out, or the word that sort of I've written down here, and I wrote many things all the time, but the one that resonated many times was the wrinkle. That idea of a wrinkle. Need to iron out the wrinkle. I mean, we all know after washing the clothes, and there are wrinkles, or after wearing clothes, many wrinkles come, and making it smooth again. But having that as this wrinkle, I think goes right back. It's in a way an emotional problem, or a life problem. I mean, there's even a movie once, I believe, called Wrinkle in Time, which was an interesting. People may or may not have seen, but it had an interesting take on relationship of time and time travel. But just thinking about the wrinkle as being a problem, well, that sort of relates right to the very beginning. God had a plan for an ideal world, that was where everyone is embraced and loved and cared for. Yet the fall, because of Adam and Eve, created this wrinkle, you can say, and every time God sort of straightened it out, the ignorance and emotional immaturity always kept on making new wrinkles. Sometimes you would get I don't know if you've noticed with some material, some fabric, some fabric very easily wrinkles, and you spend a lot of time trying to iron them out to get it smooth. And then there's other fabrics, the wrinkle removes very easily. And thinking of that, it's like some people are fabrics where the wrinkle just keeps on coming and staying. They can't let go of their emotional problem when they multiply. They turn mole hills into mountains, sort of thing. And then there are other people that seem to be able to weather the storm, so the wrinkle disappears quickly. And that emotional complication, once we give respect and gratitude, many times they can smooth things over. But it's this need to express. You gave that explanation how Korean people hide their emotions in a particular way, but also Japanese people also hide their emotions, but in a different way. Why is there a need to hide? It's always something that I thought of. To me, anything that people feel that they need to hide is just reinforcing the problem that Adam and Eve did in the very beginning. Instead of being open and honest and sharing with God what they made a problem and please help, they hid. And therefore compounding the problem and making it harder to be solved. So like that's the wrinkle. So just that word wrinkle sort of made me think about obviously the wrinkles I've made and trying to get them out. And so I don't know if you have experience of ironing. Sometimes there's a stubborn wrinkle. You iron it, but it still doesn't go away. And then you try a few times. But we don't want to iron it so much that we end up causing a scar or burning, which is also makes the whole thing even more complicated. So just thinking about that and thinking that how do we solve it? Yes, they're personal things, but it all comes down again to witnessing. Witnessing proclaims the truth, and witnessing helps to smooth out relationships and helps to recognize ourselves. Why did the person misunderstand? Or so many different cultures in Australia, so there's many different ways that we can inadvertently make mistakes without understanding. So anyway, sort of thinking on those terms today. Thank you, and open up to others who'd like to share. Thank you. Yes, Margaret, go ahead.
Good morning, and thank you, Reverend Santos. It's always inspiring to hear testimonies and education of the early members, especially from Korea. And your Nippon list is okay. um, it reminded me what you were saying about upgrading uh, your faith. At UTS, one of the course on Christian history, I learned that there was a Archbishop of Canterbury, Anselm, I think, who taught that um, we have to upgrade our childhood faith. And he went on to explain that when we're young, we go to Sunday school, we learn a few Bible verses, and if we don't keep up, we get old and we just remember John 3:16, but nothing else. And therefore need to keep upgrading and improving the childhood faith. So that really gave me some food for thought in talking to my Christian brothers and sisters, that when in one of the approach that we did was understanding the Bible whole, the end result or the goal of the Bible, and using the three blessings, the fall, and then Revelation, washing your robes. And a group of Christians that we met had kind of a revelation that, yeah, they don't really go deeply into the whole Bible. They just take their favorite verses that they remember and don't really understand the comprehensive concept of the Bible. So this is one approach that seemed to work for me, is to get a deeper understanding of the Bible, since the Bible is the text or the book that is being used for most Christians, especially evangelicals. So that reminded me what you read this morning of that, and it's a good reminder to find better ways to approach our Christian brothers and sisters. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Selena, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, this morning I just very inspired about the Father's word or message from Reverend Santosh about it's the time to update our faith. So I really reflect on this, and uh, um, also when we really connect to God, we can receive more inspiration from heaven. Just an experience we are having after Reverend Utaka have left this week. Since Reverend Utaka was here and they have a courtesy visit with the Prime Minister, Prime Minister has invited us to have prayer with him in the office, and then just with the Prime Minister, it's just a very different moment, a very high level moment that we started it this week. So it's just very interesting. First time for us sisters. We started with the national leader and we keep the chain, and we think that this is the Solomon Island King. We have to attend him every morning. And as I am talking now, every 6:30 a.m., we always go down to the office and wait for the Prime Minister car to arrive, and then we greet him, and then we go upstairs, and in the morning we devotion with the in the cabinet with the Prime Minister, and then every morning we also shake hand with the Prime Minister, and very different moment at this time, and just very exciting. Also, it's 2 o'clock to 8:30 in the morning, and so now we are introducing every day, like, where you come from, and we started to introduce, we are Federation for World Peace, and just like the connection is started in the morning. So we are just very exciting, and also even though we are in the Solomon Island, but the first time for us to go to the Prime Minister office and pray with him one table, and like I'm talking now, Auntie Nell is already on the way to just a condition for next year that we want to really make this change condition not to break. That one might be busy, but please went and some also attend with us, so they also we introduced again Family Federation and a New Hope School, and just like very interesting, very inspiring that they are getting used to. Where is the New Hope School? And so just like we start to introduce ourselves directly to the Prime Minister, so it's reaching. So I just want to share this because it's the first time for all of us. We just together and stay there, and Auntie Nelly really guide us, and national leader like we should be there, and just to keep the chain, yeah, for Prime Minister to see us every day, and then we can, or we can prepare him for next year. Just a connection. So this is like a miracle for us. Even we are Solomon Islanders, but we never go to this office. Just this week we started this program. It's just like it's unbelievable. Yeah. So I just want to share. This is a very touching experience for all of us.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. That's very great, exciting news. Getting to pray and also for the Prime Minister to listen. That's a very wonderful news to hear. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Actually, yeah, it's time for us to offer our unison prayer. So thank you, everyone. I'll just share the screen. There it is. Okay, let's pray together. Thank you. Jew. Thank you again, Reverend Santosh, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again tomorrow.